The Second Circuit is not a court known for writing debtor-friendly opinions. But whether the judges know it or not, that's exactly what they did on July 6th in an opinion called Fogarty. Here's what happened. A woman had been living in her expensive home for 8 or 10 years without paying a single nickel toward the mortgage. Actually, she did not own the home in her own name. Rather, an LLC that she owned was the owner of the home. Eventually, the lender got a judgment of foreclosure and sale. Well, you know what happens next. A few days before the foreclosure sale, the debtor files a Chapter 7 petition. They call up the lender and say, listen here, we're in bankruptcy. You can't sell the property at foreclosure. The lender says, no, the debtor doesn't own the property, so it's not estate property, and guess what? We're going to complete the sale. That's what they did. They sold it to a third party, later issued a deed to the buyer, and eventually the homeowner was evicted. Well, in the bankruptcy case, the debtor files a motion for sanctions against the lender for violation of the automatic stay. Well, when it comes to the circuit court, we have a decision by Circuit Judge Susan Carey. The lender makes all kinds of very cogent, equitable arguments. I mean, the lender says, among other things, no harm, no foul. This was not estate property. And furthermore, there was no equity in the property, so nothing ever would have gone to the debtor herself because she had no equity and she didn't even own the thing in her own name. Well, guess what? Judge Carney did not accept any of the no harm, no foul arguments. Rather, she looked only to the language of the automatic stay, and it says that the filing of a petition is an automatic stay of an action against the debtor. And guess what? As we said at the outset, the debtor was a party to the lawsuit that continued after filing despite the automatic stay. Now, this decision is really important for debtors in the wake of the Taggart versus Lorenzen opinion in the Supreme Court. The reason is this. Taggart says you can't hold somebody in contempt if there was some objectively reasonable basis for believing that there was no violation of the automatic stay. In this case, Judge Carney wrote a very bright line rule, and she used the bright line words several times. It's as simple as this. It was an action. And because it was an action against the debtor, it was automatically enjoined. And Judge Carey was just not going to hear any equitable arguments. I am Bill Rochelle, the editor-at-large for American Bankruptcy Institute. I will return same time next week with something important from the world of bankruptcy. Until then, be well, stay safe. Good day.